Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there.
Yes, so my people, Last Giddy Effect is back, people.
Yes, sir. Yes.
On a day now, the Oracle is with us again today. Everybody, give Charlie for Akuma. Akuma!
Yes. I have been in concert with the elders. And the elders council has worked. We have been saying special prayers to God for the Arsenal. Hard prayer and fasting. That's why we got the results.
Welcome back. Keep making those prayers, right? The only problem is your prayers, as much as they are working, maybe you need to be praying for the manager as well, because regardless of the results we've been having, it's not convincing. Musty boy, how far now I be now?
Yeah, man, I did, man. You know, so just chilling and just go by the day, really. So
take each day as it goes.
That's right.
Just right before we started the show, Akuma was just talking about Mossy Boy smiling today, but Baba said that his smiling is not because of Arsenal.
I'm not definitely not smiling because of Arsenal. So because the three games we won in a row now, which is Norwich, Burnley, and AFC Wimbledon. Those are the games Arsenal should be winning anyway. So I don't see the reason why, because we beat AFC Wimbledon yesterday. This is the problem about this Arsenal fan base. Yeah, because we won 3 games in a row now, they kind of forget how bad we are as a team. We're really bad because they forget that this AFC Wimbledon, they're League One team. We beat West Brom that said that they don't use their first team to play Arsenal. What does that say about us? They just rest their first team. No team in the championship should not be coming to play a Premier League team and be resting their first team players.
I think that was probably more. So for me, the way I imagined it is a team like West Brom, right? They know that their chances of winning the Carabao Cup is very little. It's not like they're going to win the Carabao Cup.
But they're going to.
So they just use the opportunity to give their boys.
They don't want to lose it at the early stage. If you understand what I mean, they want to go and win it. So to me, it's embarrassing.
Okay, come on, please.
Yeah. So you have to remember. No, I agree with what Mossy Boy. I think we shouldn't get too gassed up about it. But you have to remember, Mossy Boy. Not every Arsenal fan is going to think alike. I think we have to not have the personal hubris to think every Arsenal fan should think like me. Arsenal fan base is a broad church. You've got Arsenal fans that say they want to give Arteta a chance to rebuild Arsenal's team in his image. A bit like you're going to have some Arsenal fans that say, I've had enough of Arteta, I want him gone. And the two can coincide. It's not like one's delusional or one's right. It's opinions and stuff like that. I have sympathy with you. I have doubts whether Arteta is the right man for the job. And trust me, this season, I'm going to be a lot more tougher than I was last season. Arteta, So, and I'm going to give more a broad perspective. Like I said, if Arteta was to lose his job tomorrow, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. We got Conte in. But at the same time, I can kind of see what Arteta's trying to do. Building young players from the back. He's brought a young goalkeeper that surprised me. Because let's face it, when we heard about Ramsdale coming to Arsenal, we didn't think it was going to be this good. And the fact that he's actually kept 3 clean sheets in a row, whether it's against West Brom or Norwich or nothing, you do that. When you come to a new team as a goalkeeper and you keep 3 clean sheets in a row, that builds your confidence as well. So, I think Arteta.
Well, the thing is, you mentioned something that you can see what Arteta is trying to do. I don't see nothing. I don't see what.
I'm trying to be, because I think what you have to be. I think if you want to add validity to your argument, you have to be fair and balanced. If you just come with a bias thing, no matter what the player does, he's always bad. If you come and see it from both points of view, because you can have 2 thoughts in your same head. You can kind of see, I don't think Arteta is the man, but I can kind of see what he's trying to do. I can understand that. I'm sort of in that position whereby I can kind of see what Arteta's trying to do, but at the same time, if he was sacked tomorrow, I wouldn't lose sleep over it.
Yeah, but to me, well,
you know what, guys?
I don't know where. I
don't want us to get sunk into another debate about Arteta,
okay.
right? But before we move on, I was just going to mention something real quick. So, as well, right before we started the show, Akuma and I were just, going a little bit over the season we've had so far, right? So, started out with Brentford up until Wimbledon yesterday. It seemed, I think that the only results that has shocked us, right? And I mean just result now, not performance. The only results that has shocked us is the Brentford result.
One, yes.
Because we didn't expect to lose, right? Against City and Chelsea, I mean, you sort of didn't expect us to win anyways. And if we had beaten Brentford and lost those 2 games, we would have been upset, but we wouldn't have been as upset, right? Every other team that we've expected to win, we've won, right? We beat Norwich, we beat Burnley, we beat West Brom, we beat Wimbledon, right? Even though those teams, like you get, Burnley and Norwich are probably like harder opponents than Wimbledon and West Brom, but we've beaten everybody that has been in front of us, right? Apart from Brentford as well. So just putting that into perspective, would you say that we are having a decent season, Mossy Boy?
But, well, first of all, I want to say something. You mentioned something that the Brentford is a team that we should beat in the first game. I agree with you. We should beat them. However, it's not us losing to them that is annoying the fans. Any team can lose to. We play AFC Wimbledon yesterday. We could lose to them. However, is the manner, the way we actually lose the game to Brentford. That is what is annoying the fans. So we can go and play non-league in the cup, in the FA Cup, and lose to them. But if all the players put 110% into it, and the fans can see that, oh, we are just unlucky today, it's not our day. There are sometimes like Liverpool will play you, outplayed you, but they will not score a goal. They will hit the bar. Their goalkeeper will be saving everything. They put 110% into it, but their fan can see that, oh, today is not our day. But the way we lose the game to Brentford, that is what is annoying the fan. Yeah. Coming back to your question, are we having a good season so far?
No, I didn't say good. Yeah, decent is what I said.
Are we having a decent season so far? No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Because the reason why I said that is because the team that we should be beating, we are beating them.
Okay. Oh, that's a fair point.
So that's a fair point.
Yeah. Do you want me to go? Can I go?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's a fair point in terms of. But then again, I agree with you. I was still upset when we lost against Brentford. But at the same time, there always has to be context to it as well. Because at the end of the day, if I was in court, I would like the opportunity to put my case forward to the reasons, why. So I'm not giving excuses. I agree. The performance against Brentford was terrible. But obviously, you had your 2 main strikers out, Aubameyang and Lacazette. So you had Balogun up front. You didn't have Partey because he was injured, and you're playing against an enthusiastic, newly promoted side. And no matter, even if you had your first team, that's always difficult to do because you've got the crowd that pumped for it at the same time. And I think when you put those things into context, I can see why the performance, I'm not excusing it, but I can see why that happened. But still, I can understand being up now.
I mean, and we'll talk a bit more about performances in a moment. Let me just give a shout out to Sentiment. Sentiment saying Tade don't hide. Now Tade is not hiding. Oh man, I love it when these men come in for Tade. Big up Wemiga Mossy Boy and Raging Demon. Akuma.
Yes.
I have a new nickname. Raging Demon.
Sir.
Raging Demon.
Big up to you as well, Sentiment. He says we were pathetic for the first 3 games. Excuses, Raging Demon. I mean, just my take on that, and I think we should talk a bit more about performances. So let's talk a bit about the Burnley game, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think the Wimbledon game, because of the quality of the opposition, you can say, obviously we performed a bit better than we've performed. But against Burnley, right, it was such a heart-wrenching game for me because in the first half, we had a decent performance in the first half, and you could see it. and maybe we could even have scored more than one goal in that first half. By the way, really good free kick from Odegaard, right? But in the second half, we couldn't seem to string any attacking move together perfectly, right? Sometimes we would lose the ball in midfield. Sometimes we would get past the midfield, and just that final ball to the striker was just lacking, you know. And a number of times I couldn't believe what I was watching in that second half. Like, what is wrong with these boys? Like, have you suddenly become so disjointed in the second half of this game that you were playing well in the first half?
Yeah,
and I feel like that performance issue is probably, for me, the biggest thing to worry about at Arsenal at the moment.
I'll give some context into that, because at the end of the day, Arsenal were rock bottom when they lost against Man City 5-0. So obviously they're trying. It's a bit like it's like when you've been once hitting, twice shy. So what you're gonna do once you have that lead, you're gonna be like, oh no, oh my goodness, we shouldn't lose this game, because you got to remember, and there's a strange things in football dynamics. Once you scored the first goal and you're 1-0 up, after a certain stage, you know you're away to Burnley. So psychologically, you're thinking, okay, let's not try and lose this game. And maybe Arteta is like that, because you have to remember the team's trying to build slowly from the back. So obviously it's starting good, but obviously with 2 clean sheets in a row and stuff like that. And obviously, if you want to be any sort of performer as well as a team, you got to make sure your foundations are good. Your back four is good. So for your back four is solid, then you can build from there. I mean, like I said, that's how George Graham built up the Arsenal. I mean, the famous saying, 1-0 to the Arsenal. But there was boring football then, but we didn't care, because after we're building, and then possibly that's what Arteta's trying to do. I'm not saying Arteta's the new George Graham before someone misquotes me. I'm just trying to say.
Okay, let's see. Sentiment is saying Palace kept a clean sheet against Brentford with new centre backs, right? He's also saying Southampton, Wycombe put up a better game against City than Arsenal did. So, Monty Boy, looking at that Burnley game, what was your general opinion of the way we're playing? And do you think that this is a huge source of concern for us at the moment?
Not just only Burnley game, every single game we've played, it looks like Arteta doesn't release the player to go and express themselves. And I've been saying this a very long time. The player when you look at them on, for example, let's go look at them, those players under Arsene Wenger, under Emery. Those players go on the pitch, they go and express themselves. But Arteta, it doesn't look like he wants them to do that. He's scared of conceding. He would rather take a clean sheet, a draw, than conceding a goal, which it doesn't make sense to me. So the Burnley game is just like 1 second.
Most boys are turning to the baby there. But
okay.
I think before it comes back, I think it was just trying to like emphasize essentially like the trend of our performances even beyond the Burnley game. And you might have a good point. Sentiment, big ups to you, saying against City, it was the most shameful, no professional pride. No, that, like you said, Akuma, after that City game, those boys must have been at their lowest lows.
Yes.
It was, they tore us apart, man. Like,
exactly.
They fighting us in that game.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was the lack of it. The lack of fight. I don't mind losing to City even 3-0, but show some fight. Give the fans some hope. He just gave up.
He just sort of gave up, man.
He just gave up.
Terrible.
Exactly. You know? No, but in terms of performance, I agree. I mean, like I said, you know what? There is a myth that managers tell players, don't go and express yourself. Do this, do that. You have to remember, confidence is also a big thing at the same time. And you have to remember, Arsenal's confidence is kind of fragile. And obviously, we're going with a brand new experiment, brand new back four. So obviously, you're going to be cautious when you first start it as well. So, what's the Japanese player that we've just signed? What's his name again?
Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu. Yeah, very good player. But obviously, you have to give him time as well to settle in as well. So
sorry guys, I just need to sort out this little one.
No worries, that's important, man. No, I'll let you go on, Mossy boy.
Yeah, as the Burnley game, as I would say, it's just like Norwich game that we have our chances, then we put it away and we just From there, we just defend it. So, and you know, it's not. It's the game is nothing. Nothing to. It's not an exciting game anyway. So, like you see, what's it called? Man City and Chelsea. They don't have to get off first gear to beat us. That's how easy we are to
It
beat.
is.
If Norwich and Burnley they are clinical in front of the goal like those two teams, we will be losing it definitely.
True.
Yeah.
Anyways, that being said, I think that we all sort of agree that we need to be playing better. And then that takes us into probably our next big game of the season.
Yes, so
which is
North London
Derby.
London
Derby, right?
Yes,
and
so yes,
now everybody's happy. Not London Derby, no be joke. Arsenal fans don't use that one joke. Whether it's Spurs, whether they are popping or they're not popping.
Yeah.
You want to win just to have that pride over, this opposition, right? So I'm gonna ask, right? Because I think that at the moment, right, in terms of our squad, there have been some interesting dynamics. So the first one is Arteta replacing Leno with Ramsdale, right?
Yes.
Obviously, we see Ben White is another interesting dynamic because Holding has essentially not been, is now second choice in that right center back position.
Yes.
So I think those are some interesting dynamics. Another one is the midfield, so whether it should be Partey or Xhaka or Partey and Lokonga is also another really interesting dynamic. So I'm gonna ask you, Akuma, right?
Yes.
Tottenham on Sunday. What would be your lineup?
Okay, I'll start with the same back four as we did before. Midfield. It depends if he's going to have Partey as a lone defensive midfielder.
What do you think about that, though? Like, because he did that against Burnley, and I thought initially I was like, okay, this sounds tricky, but it seemed like he wanted to attack in that game.
Yeah, I don't know if he should do that because I don't think he should put Emmy Smith-Rowe and Odegaard in the same starting 11. I think there should be two, just in case we get overrun in the midfield per se. So I'll put Partey and Lokonga in the midfield. Then on the wing, I'll put Saka and Pepe with maybe Lacazette up front because I think he will hold the ball better for us and bring other players into the game and stuff. You see.
And I'm guessing you have Odegaard in number 10 as well.
Yes.
So would you use Leno or Ramsdale?
Oh, Ramsdale all day.
Really?
Yeah, Ramsdale. But you have to remember, I see it from a goalkeeper's perspective, and because you have to remember, all goalkeepers have different strengths and different weaknesses. So both of them, on the whole, are decent goalkeepers. As much as we criticize Leno saved us 2 seasons ago.
True.
But I think the football that we're trying to play from the back, if you're going to try and do that, adopt that philosophy, you got to get a goalkeeper that can release the ball early and is confident on the ball. When he receives it, he doesn't just boot it away. He can actually, you don't like, when the ball gets past to Leno, there's always you nearly have a mini heart attack. What's going to happen? But I don't have that with Ramsdale, and I've noticed that the back four are comfortable passing the ball back to Ramsdale. That's hence why Ramsdale has to be number 1 for me.
That's right.
Okay.
I agree with what Akuma said. First of all, I would say I'm one of the one of the biggest Arsenal fans that said I don't want Ramsdale. I said it several times. I said I don't want Ramsdale.
Yeah, I'm sure we even spoke about it on this show a few times.
With what I've seen with this guy, the guy has kind of said it's proving me wrong, which I want Arteta to do. Okay, prove me wrong.
But Mossy Boy, just before you continue, right?
Yeah.
I want to also bear in mind that Ramsdale has only played against teams that we are expected to beat.
Okay, so
he hasn't played against. Go ahead.
I'm still coming to that bit. So you remember when we signed this Brighton goalkeeper?
Yeah, Matt Ryan.
This guy is doing exactly the same thing what Ramsdale is doing now. He command his 6-yard box.
Yes,
which
exactly.
Leno doesn't do it.
Yes,
anything in that 6-yard box, that must be goalkeeper ball. No one else. It said you should be telling your defenders, the opponent attacker, this is my area. This is my territory. Anything in here belongs to me. But Leno doesn't do that. And Leno is very, very slow in distributing the ball.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Very slow in distributing the ball. And the reason being is 2 years ago when Akuma said this guy has saved us because we have another goalkeeper. He knows that, okay, he's challenging him. He can see him in training that if this guy get in goal, he probably take. And now we don't have a second choice goalkeeper for a very long time that can challenge him. He knows that even if I messed up, I will still be in goal next week anyway. Now we bring a goalkeeper in now that said, okay, he can see now that this guy has played 3 games, he hasn't conceded. Right? I know is the what is it called, team that we have to beat, but it's what it is. So this now, it's not like Ramsdale has convinced me 100%. I want to see him what he's going to do maybe against Tottenham. When we play Manchester United, I want to see what he's going to do. We'll probably beat Brighton anyway. Then I want to see what he's going to do against big team before I can actually judge him 100%.
But from a goalkeeper's perspective, the reason why I believe that, because I'm a goalkeeper, so I see all these things that probably other players don't see. The reason why I'm so confident with Ramsdale is that 1, he dominates his box. 2, he is so good with his feet. Apparently, he used to be a midfielder before he became a keeper. So obviously, he's very, very confident in his feet. 3, he's amassed the respect from his teammates. You see, the fact that, remember that dodgy back pass that Ben White gave to him in the last, look how quick he came off his line. So he knows this. So he's got those instincts. You can't teach that. Those are goalkeepers' instincts that you either have it or you don't.
Okay.
But that is a good thing. There is a say. There is I was watching one documentary about a boxer that I think is Anthony Joshua. He says your coach will teach you how to beat your opponent, but no coach will ever teach you when you get knocked down. No coach will never teach you how to get up.
Exactly.
So that is a sort of thing. He's very quick out of his line, and you know, is good.
Okay, interesting. I mean, like you guys have said, let's see him against bigger teams. I really want him to play against Spurs, just as like a first real test, and see if really what we think he is. Anyways, I was gonna ask, Mercy Boy, what would be your own lineup against Spurs?
I'm gonna go with the back 4 that has been keeping the clean sheet.
You guys really like Ben White, don't you? Like, you prefer Ben White to Holding. Nobody's.
What? It's not better than Rob Holding. Tell me what has he got better? But Rob Holding is better than him in the air. He can head.
Valid. Exactly. That's what I'm wondering. Like, why do you keep?
Why is he better than?
But then again, at the same time, just to give context, even though yes, I agree, Holding is better aerially than White, but then again, it's distribution from the floor to start attacks. Ben White's a far better player on that one.
But Ben has not even been distributing. Like, I haven't seen that distribution so far. I haven't. Right? Maybe you have. But anyways,
I don't know. Maybe probably because he has he has got Gabriel next to him. So,
I also think that his confidence probably waned a little bit as well after Brentford. And then, making that mistake against Burnley, well, I'm glad that, that wasn't a penalty eventually, because if that was a penalty, people would have come for Ben White a lot harder, after the game.
To me, because everybody just need to stop shouting Pepe 75 million. This guy hasn't justified the 50 million we paid for him.
He hasn't.
He hasn't.
But it's been what, 3 or 4 games.
It's early days, and he will argue. Okay, you may not say that, but
okay, listen. How old is Rob Holding?
I think it's 26. It was his birthday like 2 days ago.
He's 26, right? And how old is Ben White? 23, right?
23, yeah.
Okay. You're 20 if a player gets to 23-year-old, right? And you're playing for one of the top team, it means you're at your peak. Do you think, because I've said this before, a lot of people think that, oh yeah, this guy is joking. I said it before that Rob Holding can never get better than what it is now. The same thing is
And
Ben White.
truly,
He
he hasn't
cannot
really
get
gotten
better
better.
than
I
what he is
disagree.
now.
I disagree with that totally.
Okay,
I think
we'll
Ben.
see.
I think
I mean,
Ben.
I
I
When
guess
think.
it comes, when the time
this is
comes, you'll
something
see.
that time will tell. But finish your lineup, Monster Boy.
Okay, because the back four they keep clean sheet for the last 3 games now, right? So, or 2 games, 2 Premier League games, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep that with Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, and Tierney if he's fit, because I think they come up in the
I think he
last
got a
game.
knock against Burnley, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
so I'm gonna put the two in front of them. I'm gonna put Partey and seriously, I still don't know what else Lokonga is gonna do to get into the starting lineup. So I'm still I'll play Lokonga and Partey. Then in front of on the left, I will go with Saka. On the in the middle of them, I will probably go with what's his name again?
Odegaard.
Odegaard?
We
Yes,
go
sir.
with Odegaard.
Okay.
Then on the right hand side, I will stick to Pepe. Then
Yes.
what have we got left? We got
Is it
one.
Laka or Aubameyang for you, or Balogun, or Nketiah? Who is your
Look at his reaction when he mentions Nketiah.
Seriously, let me say
He
something
just said
before.
that goal yesterday. Come on,
Listen.
boy.
The goal Nketiah scored yesterday. I was watching some interviews and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, he has to start." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it's only some. It's only some
people
Arsenal
always
fans.
very overexcited.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Seriously, let me tell you one thing. He scored that goal, it's fine, against AFC Wimbledon. Come on, man. Nketiah is don't just let me
Okay. So who
start.
is it up front for you, Lacazette or Aubameyang?
I'm gonna go with Lacazette because Lacazette is a player that actually can what Akuma said. He can hold on the ball and bring people into play. So yeah, I will go with Lacazette.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, big ups to you, Papa P. He's saying why criticize Ramsdale then before seeing him play. I guess this was a little bit when we're talking about Ben White and Ramsdale. It says Nketiah boys, of course. Now Nketiah boys Nketiah Hive don't come out. Call me.
Yes.
Yesterday after that goal, but that was a beautiful goal. I thought that was a really good goal.
I'm not going to criticize the goal. It was a good goal, but that doesn't mean that if you get into the team, no.
Okay, good. But let's look into but before we go, actually, let me ask one last question about that game, right?
Yeah.
So what are your predictions? I'm going to start with you, Mossy Boy, because I judging by the statistics of what you've been doing these past few weeks, I have an idea of what you're going to say. But Mossy Boy, predictions for
we're not going to win, but I think I see a draw.
A draw? Okay, but this is better. Before you would always say we would lose, but now
no. I would say this. I would predict a draw. However, if Tottenham score first, we're going to lose it.
It's over, right?
Yeah,
exactly. We should never
but I'll disagree actually. Even if Tottenham score first, I still think Arsenal could get back because you have to remember Tottenham don't really defend on a low block compared to other teams.
Yeah, but so, I mean the entire reason Mosibo is saying
but one thing that you need to remember is Arsenal doesn't have a free flowing football. Remember, they intend to kind of defend until they don't go.
And
if
then
Arsenal is going forward, they don't
now
look
it's
dangerous.
I think now it's like 16 games still. Every time you've gone down before at halftime, we've not recovered under Arteta. So I don't know. It's tricky. So Mossy Boy says it's gonna be a draw. Do you think we're going to score? Because goals are expensive for us now in the Premier League.
Yeah, but even if we score first, we will probably sit down on that 1-0 and defend for our lives.
Maybe you'll be 1-0 to the Arsenal. Akuma, what about you? What do you think? What are your
No, I think Arsenal will win because I think Tottenham are a bit broody at the moment. They're kind of a bit fractional. And the fact that it's at the Emirates, we have the crowd on our side. I think that will edge it for Arsenal.
Yeah, we can't lose that game, man.
Yeah.
Papa P is asking you, Mossy Boy, why are you so negative?
Yeah, but I'm not negative. I'm just no. Listen, guys. Don't think I'm not negative. I really want my team to win. However, you've got to look at the way the team is playing. the team is not playing any excitement football. The last time, when was the last time we scored 2 goals in the Premier League?
Last season.
Brighton.
Yeah, last season we ended the season. Pepe scored. I think we scored like 3 or 4 goals in that game.
Okay, tell me, what all the game we've played this season, which game has really excited you?
Not really, but then again, at the same time, though, but then again, at the same time, Mossy boy, we went through a horrible start. We were bottom of the league with 3 games gone, scoring no goals and stuff like that. So what do? You go back to basics. You say, okay, let's get results. Once you get the results, then the performance will come. Any sort of good coach will do that. So I think that's a good strategy. You can't expect Arsenal to be battered by Man City 5-0 and next day play like Barcelona in their prime. It's going to take a process.
Anyway, let's move on. Papa P says 2-1 to the Arsenal. No, Debbie is not predictable. And I think that's one of the things about the NLD as well. Form goes out of the window. It's all just playing for pride, and so if our players know that,
we're gonna come here next week now.
Dizzy, big ups to you, Dizzy. Big ups to you, Dizzy. I've not seen this name on this show before.
Yeah.
Welcome. He says, but Mossy boy, that's the same with Spurs. They're playing atrocious, worse than Arsenal. Taking the mind against Norwich was the first game Arsenal had done a team close to their first 11, and this is why I was saying, and this is why I've asked in the caption, will this be the worst North London derby? Because Spurs aren't playing well either. So it's Arsenal aren't playing well, Spurs aren't playing well. I expect that game.
How many games Tottenham have lost?
No. But even the games they've won, they've won like us.
How many games they've lost? They've lost
2
games.
They've lost 2.
They've lost 2 games. How many games they've won?
They've won 3.
How many games did Arsenal lost?
Mossy boy, we've lost 3.
No. Answer my question. How many games did Arsenal lost?
3.
Then how many games did they won?
2.
Then why are we? How are we better than them?
I'm not saying we're better than them. I'm just saying
but you have to remember it's the ascendancy.
Another thing I have to say is that all of the games that Spurs have won this season, guess what? They've also won 1-0.
City. They've also won 1-0. Is part of the team they beat.
But they only win 1-0.
Yes.
Yeah, and also
City come to play us, Arsenal, that we think we're bigger than Tottenham. They smack us 5-0, and you say that we're better than them. Come on, man.
No, Mossy boy. What I'm trying to say is that we are in the ascendancy. We have got more confidence coming into the game. They don't. That's the difference.
Well, yeah.
We got the. We got the.
Papa P is even bigging you up here, Akuma. He says, "Thank you, Akuma. Very logical, right?" Dizzy as well saying, "And expecting a team of new players to help immediately is not realistically. It's only realistic if you have a class team." I mean, while I see this. My rebuttal to this is that Arteta knew what was going. He had all the time to plan his squad. If he chose to come into the season with a new team, then that's on him. It doesn't mean I'm going to lower my expectations because of him. But valid anyways. Mossy boy, with all due respect. Papa P, I didn't even see that.
Oh, wow. Anyway, listen, let me say something. But I agree. I'm not making sense. You will come here next week.
We're gonna be here next week. Papa P, make sure you're on the show next.
Now you'll be telling
Thursday.
me that I said that. I said this. We'll see.
Let's see that. Let's see what happens next. Anyways, let's move on from that real quick because we have to wrap up the show soon.
Okay.
This weekend as well, I think probably the biggest game this weekend in the Premier League is the very first game of the weekend, and it's Chelsea and Man City. Right, and obviously, like the reason why it's a big game is obvious because Chelsea are the Champions League defending champions. City were the winners of the league last season. So it's just a big deal. It's a big game, right? And if I'm correct, I'm trying to make sure I'm absolutely correct here, right? Chelsea have played City this season, right? In the Community Shield, right?
No. It was Leicester.
Oh, that was Leicester. Okay, yeah. My head was in the wrong place. Okay, so yeah. City versus Chelsea over the weekend. Akuma, what do you think is going to be?
That'll be a tough game as well.
Chelsea at home, by the way.
Oh, Chelsea.
Ooh, I think Chelsea might edge that than if it's at home.
Oh, come on. But one thing I want to say here is. You see, Manchester City, that Champions League final, is still hurting them when Chelsea beat them.
Oh yeah, that's the game I was thinking about. Yeah, they beat
Man City. We want to go. Man City. We want to go in there to go and beat them. To go and tell them that.
But then they are Stamford Bridge, and
you know what will happen. Yeah, you know what will happen. You know, typical Man City. When I want them to win, they will lose.
They're gonna lose.
Another thing I want to say is look at Chelsea yesterday. Now they drew 1-0, and before they went to go and win a penalty.
Yeah.
So some people will be saying that, oh, that's Chelsea. That's Chelsea's second team. That is the Chelsea.
It doesn't matter. That is the same way they play.
It doesn't matter. That is the Chelsea second team.
Their defensive side is around ball now.
So don't.
It's around ball, but you know the truth is that the fact that they're not going to play out and out attack like City does not mean that City is going to win. Because if they can defend well against City and counter them properly, they could beat City. But I think it's gonna be an interesting game.
It's gonna be a huge game. We'll see anyway.
Big ups to you.
Is it Saturday their game?
It's the very first game on Saturday. I think it's 12:30. Dizzy is saying, "Oh, I was one of the first subscribers on Saturday. I just went away for a while, but welcome back, Dizzy. It's great to have you.
Welcome back.
So you haven't told me your predictions, Akuma. What do you think is gonna win, City or Chelsea?
I think Chelsea will edge it.
You think Chelsea will edge it? What about you?
I will go Man City.
Me, I'm a City fan, so I really hope City edge it. But
but they'll let us down. They'll let you down.
They always do. You know, it's what they do.
You watch Sterling. Sterling will be absolutely fantastic against Arsenal. Play against other teams you want them to win.
Sterling is a starter for Man City anymore now.
This is another thing about the City team. I think that in a way, it looks like their team is. I don't know. I don't want to say they're aging, but like they all seem like they've now gone past that like prime that they were at like 2 seasons or 3 seasons ago. But anyways, we'll see what will happen. I think this is probably a good spot to wrap up the show. Everybody, Papa P, Dizzy, Sentiment. Let's come back to the show next week after whatever wants to happen at the North London Derby has happened, and let's hope that we can prove Mossy Boy wrong. And prove that the Arsenal are back.
I would like to be wrong, Cross.
That's what we all love to see.
If my team wins, I will be happy.
Yeah. And shout out to you guys.
I'm not gonna get too excited about it.
Yeah, of course. Shout out to you guys. Please, obviously like the stream, like the show, subscribe to the channel, help us to get this Last Giddy Effect gospel out. We'll just be wrapping up the show. I don't know what keeps happening, but yeah, we'll wrap up the show now and we'll see you again next week. Big ups to you guys. It's Last Giddy Effect. Bye for now.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, jeka sheko yori. Licky, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there.